A social media experiment. Jason sat in his dorm room, staring at his phone. It was just another late-night scroll through the endless abyss of social media. His thumb flicked through posts mindlessly, pausing occasionally at the latest viral conspiracy theory. A smirk tugged at his lips as he read one about a famous politician. "They really believe this nonsense," he muttered, swiping it away and continuing on. It all seemed laughable, a game of echoing half-truths and exaggerations that only the gullible would buy into. His phone buzzed in his hand. An email. Jason squinted at the sender. Social media perception study. Invitation to participate. He opened the message quickly, scanning the text. "Dear Jason, we are conducting an experimental study on the spread of misinformation and its psychological effects. You've been selected as a potential candidate. This study involves engaging with online content, sharing, liking, and commenting on posts over a 3-week period. You will be compensated for your participation, and your contribution will help shape future research into social media's influence on the human mind. If interested, please reply to this email to get started. Hope to hear from you soon at Dr. Harper, researcher, Social Media Perception Project." Jason stared at the screen for a moment. It seemed harmless enough. After all, how hard could it be to interact with a few online posts? Plus, they were offering compensation. He typed a quick reply. "Sounds interesting. Count me in." A few days later, Jason walked into the sterile, brightly lit research lab on campus. It smelled faintly of coffee and antiseptic, a strange mix of professionalism and monotony. There, standing by a long, glass-walled room, was Dr. Harper, the lead researcher. The man looked every bit the part, neatly groomed, with a calm, authoritative presence. "Jason, thank you for agreeing to participate," Dr. Harper said warmly, shaking his hand. "We're studying how misinformation spreads across social media and the psychological effects of repeated exposure to false information. It's crucial that you approach this experiment with an open mind." Jason shrugged, trying to hide his skepticism. "Sure, just reading some posts, right?" Dr. Harper smiled knowingly. "Exactly. You'll be shown articles, videos, and social media posts. Your job is simple. Engage with the content. Like, share, comment. Even create your own posts in response. We want to track how you interact with it." Jason nodded, still unsure. It seemed a little strange, but nothing too crazy. Dr. Harper handed him a tablet. "Let's begin with this one. It's a video that's been circulating. Just give your initial thoughts." Jason tapped on the video, and the screen filled with a news report about a politician caught in a scandal, with wild accusations of corruption and conspiracy. The information seemed overblown, even ridiculous. He rolled his eyes. "This is obviously fake," Jason muttered. "That's okay, Doctor," Harper said, his tone smooth and patient. "Keep going. Just engage with the content. We want your honest reactions." Over the next few days, Jason logged in daily, liking, sharing, and commenting on posts. At first, he found it easy to dismiss the absurd claims he saw. But then, something strange began to happen. The same posts, the same stories, kept appearing, not just from the original sources, but from different pages, in different formats. The names of the so-called evidence always seemed to change, but the core narrative never wavered. The politician was guilty, and a vast conspiracy was being covered up. Jason didn't know what to make of it at first. He just continued to engage as instructed, pushing out the same repetitive content. But with each post, with every video, the doubt started to creep in. What if it was true, he wondered. Maybe there was something he hadn't considered. Maybe the evidence wasn't as flimsy as it seemed. A few days later, Jason found himself defending the scandalous story in a conversation with his friends. "I'm telling you, the evidence is out there," Jason said, holding up his phone. "You have to check the sources, the documents, the photos. This is real." His friend Amy rolled her eyes. "No, Jason, this is dumb. It's just a bunch of people on the internet making stuff up." Jason's jaw tightened. "But you don't understand. It's right there. All of it." He could hear the frustration creeping into his voice. "How can you just ignore it?" Amy shrugged. "It's not real." Jason shook his head, feeling a knot of anger and confusion twist in his stomach. He had to show them. He had to prove that he was right. As the days wore on, Jason's interactions with social media became more intense. He found himself scrolling through post after post, like a man possessed. Every time he refreshed his feed, there was more content, more evidence, more voices claiming the truth he knew had to be out there. The conspiracy theories swirled in his mind. It wasn't just about the politician anymore. It was about everything. He started to see connections between seemingly unrelated events, patterns that only he could perceive. He became more and more convinced that there was a massive, coordinated cover-up happening right under his nose. Everyone was in on it. They knew the truth and refused to speak it. His posts grew more frantic, his comments angrier. Some of his friends began to distance themselves, and his professors started to notice his erratic behavior. Still, Jason couldn't stop. He was obsessed, driven by a need to expose the truth. One night, after hours of scrolling through his phone, Jason went out for a walk to clear his head. But when he passed a group of students on the campus quad, he overheard a conversation. "I told you, it's all true," one of them said. "The politician is in on it. They're hiding something huge." Jason froze. His mind reeled. He wasn't imagining things. They knew. His breath quickened. Were these students part of the conspiracy too? Were they all involved? Was everyone involved? Jason's paranoia deepened. He couldn't trust anyone, not even his own mind. The lines between reality and the fabricated truths of the internet blurred completely. He became convinced that everyone around him, his friends, classmates, even strangers, were all feeding him misinformation to keep him from the truth. He stormed into Dr. Harper's office one afternoon, unannounced. His eyes were wide, bloodshot. His hands shook. "You're all in on it," he spat, looking at the researchers sitting around the table. "You're all lying to me. You're part of the cover-up." Dr. Harper stood up slowly, calm as ever. "Jason, please, take a seat. We need to talk." "No, you don't get it." Jason's voice broke. "You've been controlling everything. This whole experiment. It's not just an experiment. It's real. The conspiracy is real." Dr. Harper exchanged a glance with the other researchers. Then, turning to Jason, he spoke in a soft, measured tone. "Jason, this is the experiment. You're part of it." Jason stopped, confusion flickering across his face. "What do you mean?" Dr. Harper smiled, but there was no warmth in it. "You've proven our point. The illusory truth effect. You're a living example of how easily people can be manipulated by repetition. You've spent weeks in our experiment, exposed to false information over and over, and now you believe it. The truth no longer matters to you. All it takes is enough exposure, and you start to believe the lie." Jason's mind spun. He staggered backward, his heart pounding in his chest. The realization hit him like a ton of bricks. His phone buzzed in his pocket. He pulled it out, staring at the screen. It was from an unknown source. The message read, "Thank you for participating in the social media perception study. You have been an excellent subject. Your psychological breakdown was expected. You've confirmed the illusory truth effect in real time. Congratulations. You've proven our point. The truth is malleable." Jason's hand trembled as he read the message. Dr. Harper's voice echoed in the background. "The experiment continues, and now you'll never be able to escape the illusion." Jason turned, stumbling out of the room. His mind felt like it was shattering. The world around him felt unreal, like a fog that wouldn't lift. He looked at his phone again. The post was still there, staring back at him. The experiment was over, but it wasn't over for him. This was not just a conspiracy theory. He looked over the conspiracy again, his fingers moving with a mind of their own, sharing the post. The truth has been hidden from us. We have to wake up. Share this. Wake everyone up.